Hey horror fans, what's going on? Skigor back with another video. Continuing on with the seas. Oh, somebody wants to say hi. Hey, did you say something? Yeah? Sorry to disturb you. I think I stepped on her tail. Cats never like it when you step on their tails. So, let's start. First up, we have the remake of The Cat People. Such a great remake. Doesn't really have anything much to do with the Val Luton original. Couple scenes here and there, but definitely its own animal, literally. Natasha Kinski is the daughter of Claudius Kinski. She does a great job in this film. Malcolm McDowell plays a great psychopath. Really cool uh, brother sister story, I guess. Great film. I like it. Then we have a classic here. James Braun in The Car. This was such a fun movie. I absolutely love this one. The car in this movie is just so memorable. Absolutely. James Brolin is great in it. The car. Another classic here. The one, the only Cujo. I met Dee Wallace at Days of the Dead, and she was telling us a little bit how this was filmed, and very, very interesting stories. This is considered one of her favorite films she's done, and rightfully so. It's an amazing performance, and of course, her late husband is in this film as well. Excellent. I really should upgrade this, but that cover is kind of cool. Cujo is a great film. I feel so sorry for him when he gets rabid. He didn't mean to, you know? Cherry Tree Lane. I've never seen this movie, sorry. It's kind of interesting. I think this is Canadian. Yeah, Cube. Cube is great. Kind of a. Saw took a lot of inspiration, I think, from this film. You can kind of see it. I like Cube. Cube's good. It's kind of a fun Halloween horror anthology that I really liked called Creature Feature. All good practical effects in this one. This one was a lot of fun. It's a good movie to watch during the Halloween season for sure. Really brings that out from brain damage films. Creature Feature. I don't think too many people know about that one. That's a pretty good one. Yeah, we have a fun one here, Chubbies. Another good Halloween film. Off the wall, turn your brain off, fun. I know the director personally, and I'm friends with him. And we were hanging out at Days of the Dead as well, and I bought this from his table. I'm so glad I did. Such a great film. Chubbies. Basically, yeah, that one's good. Then we have a classic here from Italy, Contamination. This is known as pretty much an Italian alien ripoff, I guess. But I think it's its own film. It really is a good film. Amazing score. Um, yeah, I can see how it's kind of an alien ripoff with those eggs that just kind of explode. But Ian McCulloch of Zombie fame is in this as well. Such a great film. Goblin score. Love Contamination. Such a great film. We have a real classic here. Going back to 1962 with Carnival of Souls. One of my absolute favorite supernatural type films. This movie was very influential to George Romero and Night of the Living Dead. Just the look of the ghouls in this film alone. Very groundbreaking. Herc Harvey never really directed another movie after this. I think he just did a couple student films or educational videos, I think. But yeah, this is his first and only film, which is crazy because it's actually a really good film. And I've always been plugging Brian Poland here on my channel, and I always will. Cryptic Plasm. Such a great, gory, off the wall, crazy film. If you're into uh, balls out gore, you'll love anything Brian Poland puts out on Morbid Vision Films. Definitely check them out. Definitely a company to watch for. Made by fans for the fans, horror fans for sure. Brian Poland and Rich George always make great films. Cryptic Plasm. And from Polonia Brothers, we have Channel 13, SRS Cinema. This was a fun, kind of a horror anthology. Yeah, horror anthology. This was a fun one. I enjoyed this one. Another good one to watch during Halloween time. Movie called Citadel. This was a good one. Kind of a killer kids movie. A lot going on in this one. Heard about this one through Rue Morgue magazine. Glad I checked it out. Really good movie. Citadel. Check it out. Highly recommend that one. That one kind of fell through the cracks. Then we have Sergio Martino's Case of the Scorpion's Tail. One of my favorite giallos of all time. Such a great release from Arrow. Arrow always knocks it out of the park with their releases. Sergio Martino, one of the Italian greats for sure. I kind of took a chance on this one. I saw this one at Walmart when I was shopping one time. Called Cyst. Disgusting movie. Loved it. Old school monster movie. Check out Cyst. That one was pretty fun. In Herschel Gordon Lewis, we have Color Me Blood Red. Basically, a painter who's down on his luck and gets obsessed with the color of blood for his paintings, and basically kind of just goes on a rampage. Holy bananas, it's a girl's leg. Oh yeah, that's a classic quote from this movie. Color Me Blood Red. Love that movie. I've actually never watched this one called The Crescent. I heard this was pretty good. From a couple channels I was watching here on YouTube, they said this movie was good, and I found it for a pretty good price. I'll have to check it out. It looks pretty cool. I heard this and The Beach House go good together. This was a good movie directed by the director of American Psycho, Charlie Says, movie about Charles Manson. Kind of more about the family, about the girls. I really like this one. It's actually really well done. Yeah, that was a really good one. For my FC Films. And we have The Conjuring 2. This is the one in England. Yeah. Yep. This is the introduction to the nun, that creepy nun. Yeah. I like The Conjuring 2. Thought it was very well done. I actually have a book based on this case that I can't wait to read. Good movie. We have another Giallo classic, or Dario Argento's Cat O' Nine Tails. This is one of my favorites. I really like this one. I like the story of the blind man. That was a really good one. I wouldn't mind upgrading this one. Cat O' Nine Tails, absolute classic. Peter Cushing was more known for his Uh, his his roles where he was, the good guy, but this one he goes fucking crazy, man. Corruption. This is a great movie. Role you never would really expect Peter Cushing to do. He did play a couple of villainous roles, like Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, stuff like that. But Corruption, he's like a fucking psycho in this one. Really good movie. But he's all doing it for love, basically. Kind of got a bit of a like eyes without a face type story. Crazy movie. I loved it. Corruption. Peter Cushing's one of my favorite actors too. Here's a modern slasher that I really liked a lot called Charlie's Farm. This was a good movie. I was talking to Kane Hodder about this movie because he's in it, and he just said he had a ball playing this role and getting tossed around by that huge ass dude. He was pretty intimidating. I wonder if there'll ever be a sequel because they kind of left it open for one. So Charlie's Farm, that was a good one. You're a fan of slashers. Now this isn't a horror movie by any means. Science fiction 100%, but I really like this movie. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I met Richard Dreyfuss at Days of the Dead, and he was such a nice guy. Yeah, this is a good one. Definitely a sci-fi classic. Wow, going for some crazy shit here from the Sleazebox. Chaos AD. Oh man, this one's not for everybody. And anybody knows anything about the Sleazebox, they make movies for a select audience. Definitely not mainstream. Chris Woods. Yep, this is an amazing film. Probably one of my favorites, along with American Holocaust that they've done. Bob Glazer's crazy in this movie as usual. Kind of plays a bit of a Lon Chaney Jr. role from like Spider Baby. Such a great film. This movie's fucked up, man. I love it though. I love everything the Sleazebox does. I don't own everything the Sleazebox does, but from what I've seen, they're cool. This movie is sort of based on the Dennis Rader BTK case, I think, because he's dressing like a woman and he's choking women, kind of like what BTK did. But this is a really good serial killer movie from IFC Midnight, The Clove Hitch Killer. Really worth your time if you're into like true crime, serial killer films, done very well. And the ending is just so bizarre. Such a great film. I really enjoyed The Clove Hitch Killer. That one really was a pleasant find. Guillermo del Toro's Crimson Peak. Great film. Love the visuals on this. With the snow falling down. Such a great film. Pretty brutal kill in the beginning with that dude that gets killed in the bathroom. His like face gets smashed into the porcelain or something. That was pretty brutal. Crimson Peak's a good movie. And we have The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. I'd have to rewatch it. It's been a while. From what I remember, though, I think I remember liking this one. We have Michael Goth, Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, and the beautiful Barbara Steele all in the same movie here. Wow, Curse of the Crimson Altar. That is one hell of a cast. Rupert Davies, too. Wow. There's a beautiful Barbara Steele right there. I wouldn't mind upgrading this. I like this one. Definitely an H.P. Lovecraft feel to it. I had Cannibal Holocaust in my last upstate, but this is actually the first version that you ever could have gotten back in the day when I first heard about this film. This was before like Grindhouse put it out or whoever put it out. You actually had to go to the website to get this. And I never gotten rid of it because it just brought back so many memories seeing this crazy shit for the first time. But yeah, that's Cannibal Holocaust again. Speaking of crazy, jeez. Crazy murder, holy shit. Literally shit. That's what this movie is. Not that it's shitty, but there's a lot of shit in it, literally. Wow, this one's nuts, man. This one is absolutely nuts. This one is wow. It's a good story about mental illness for one, homelessness, and just being degraded basically and thrown out by society onto the streets. But you just go nuts and you start shitting yourself and smearing yourself and shit and throwing shit at people. This movie is weird. I would say if G.G. Allen would like this movie. It's all about shit. Crazy Murder. That's a good one. And I absolutely love this cover for what is this? Cemetery of Terror. Cemetery of Terror, I believe. I love that artwork. I would love to get a one sheet of that if I could find one. That is so badass. Such a great release from Vinegar Syndrome. Vinegar Syndrome just releases some amazing films. Cemetery of Terror. Such a great, fun zombie movie. For sure. We have a really fun one here. Christine. Classic. I had the car before, so wow. 2 killer car movies in this. But Christine is such a classic. Absolutely love this movie. I love the soundtrack, the 50s soundtrack. It just, the car is just so memorable. I'd love to get a model of that. I love this movie. I actually saw the actual car from the film. Or it might have been of, I don't think it was the original one, maybe not. But I saw one like it at a horror convention. That was cool. And I guess the last, certainly not least, is the mighty Cannibal Ferox. I actually like Cannibal Ferox more than Cannibal Holocaust because I actually saw this film first. This exact edition too from Thriller Video. It's totally beat the shit, but still happy to have it. This is the actual edition that I rented as a kid. I probably shouldn't have been renting it as a kid, but the owner was cool. But yeah, this is a Thriller Video, and then this is the DVD. But that cover is just so nostalgic. I think, yeah, like I said, I'll show you something real quick now that I got time to. I think that Make Them Die Slowly is probably better than Cannibal Holocaust, I think. I like it more than Cannibal Holocaust. This is an original one sheet, US one sheet, which I'm really happy to have. The animal killings, kind of like Cannibal Holocaust, I could do without it. Not into that at all, but the woman with the hooks from her tits, and oh man, there's just such brutality in this movie. One of my favorites. So that is Make Them Die Slowly. I was around here. I'll show you my original Monster Squad poster that I still have to get framed yet. But yeah, that's it for now, and I appreciate y'all for watching and subscribing. As always, I always appreciate it. And I'll see you when I see you. Thank y'all very much. Gore forever.